You guys, we'll move on to topic number 1 for this evening. And again, it's been a couple weeks, so some of this news is a little bit older. But I wanted to talk about that PCS announcement that they're trying to make collecting more fun and exciting. What did you guys think about that news?
I think it's good. I mean, it's nice to have smaller edition sizes. I see that today he edited that a little bit.
He did. I wanted to talk about that too.
Yeah. No, it's all good. I think the coin thing might be a little gimmicky. But hey, free coin, it doesn't cost you anything. So that's fine. But overall, the idea that they're going to have an exclusive and an ultra exclusive and a regular, that sounds cool. I think it's great that Sideshow and some of our favorite distributors will have a shot now at the exclusive, if not the ultra exclusive.
Yeah, so basically what they did is they came out and said that they're going to have the regular, and the regular will still be available Sideshow and other places. But then they were going to have an exclusive, and then, or they're going to, what do they call it? Deluxe exclusive, and then an ultra exclusive. Is that what they called it?
Yep.
They were going to be only available through their website, and it was going to be different swap outs or different add-ons or different things. And you would also get coins, like you mentioned. And so it was going to be real silver. And they had a platinum one, and then like a gold one right here. And then you got that with every single exclusive, basically. And then also you can get this ruby ticket. And if you got this ruby ticket, I think it was, what was it going to do? Get you like a certain percentage off.
It was like $200 off your next purchase or something.
Yep. So, which was great. This was not going to be in every box. Obviously, this was going to be in just random boxes.
The coins too. The coins are not in every box.
Oh, they were random too?
Yeah, they're random. Yeah, they're. I mean, it's real silver, real gold, real platinum. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of finding the golden ticket or something like that. It's a good deal if you get a coin.
Do you guys like Jeff mentioned it being kind of gimmicky? Do you guys feel the same? I kind of do. I feel like it'd be kind of neat to get one. Like I got a coin from Queen Studios when I was at San Diego. I was like, that's cool, but like,
yeah,
I don't know. What do you do with it?
If you're buying platinum, silver, and gold, you could we're going to take $25 or $30 off of every statue and pricing it. Or we'll pay 10% of your shipping or 15% of your shipping.
Ooh, I like that. That would be a great idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
Eat the shipping cost. Oh, that would be awesome.
Or a discount, like your next purchase, you get 10 or 15% off.
I vote you for next statue president. I think that's a great idea. That's awesome. But I do like the idea of I think it's fun. It's kind of, if you get this random exciting thing and it helps take money off or whatever, I think that's a great idea. But then the other thing that, like Jeff was mentioning, that they kind of they said that they listened to feedback, they listened to their customers, and they've tweaked it a little bit, where now the deluxe exclusive is also going to be available at like Sideshow and some other places. And I don't know if maybe like Sideshow threw a fit. I don't know if that was like we want part of that action. So I really don't know. But anyway, I think that's going to make some collectors happy. But they are going to only have the ultra exclusive available on their website. And so,
well, the way that he presented it. Go ahead, Jeff.
On the ultra, what is the difference in them? Is there
extra parts? I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a switch out arm or hand on the one going up tomorrow. Is it Shredder?
It's Shredder tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a switch out hand with a different weapon. So it's a legitimate exclusive or ultra.
And nobody else will have that.
Yeah, and there's only 75 of them.
So, I mean, that does make them very collectible. Especially if you are, somebody that really cares about ES, or, buys to sell, or, hopes to flip it someday and get, a good price, because obviously there's not going to be a ton of these out there. Sorry, what else were you going to say, Jeff? Sorry.
Only that the way he presented it was the reason that they're going to allow Sideshow to carry the exclusives as well as some other distributors, is that some collectors wanted to be able to use their Sideshow rewards points because they've done that in the past because Sideshow is distributing PCS stuff. So this allows them to do that. And it also helps some international folks with shipping. Remember, Tweeterhead bumped into that when they were trying to sell stuff on their site exclusively, where shipping became a huge problem because it was so much more expensive for them than it was for Sideshow.
Yes.
So this does help some international folks with shipping costs. But the other thing is, by allowing these other folks, other companies to carry the exclusive, he's also raising the edition size on the exclusive. So it was going to be 175. He hasn't announced yet what the new edition size for the exclusive will be.
But it'll be more.
It'll be more.
It'll be more, no doubt about it. That's for sure. Well,
Now,
that's
is PCS the company that Sideshow kind of stepped in and helped pull their crap together a couple of years ago?
yes,
Yeah,
I believe so.
Something happened. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, they've definitely been partners for a while. Which
Well,
again, I feel like that might be part of the reason for the change.
I think also Ant wasn't the original owner. I think he was one that stepped in and took over and fixed things. No, for PCS,
I don't know. That
because
might-
they were having issues. They were having like horrible feedback and complaints, and I believe he took over the company or something.
that could be. That could be.
Could be wrong.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Sideshow is not frustrated at this development, because if you watch or if you observe Ant's posts on Facebook, the lines that they were distributing were not selling. The Rocky lines, none of those pieces made them money. No, I mean, I'm talking about PCS.
Right.
And he talked about other lines too. They didn't make any money. So I don't think Sideshow is terribly disappointed that they're not distributing lines that aren't selling.
No, that's very true. I mean, again, they all want to make money. I mean, that's the thing. Paula says, how about more transparency, better pricing, and a larger range of characters that would make collecting more fun? I think that, I mean, at least PCS wise, I feel like they are getting more licenses. They're acquiring really different things. Definitely offering characters that no one else is doing.
And transparency.
And
What do you guys think
yeah,
about the announcement about that online market to where you can sell off your pre-orders?
Yeah, what do you guys think about that part?
I have a theory about that. If you talk to any distributor, one of their biggest problems is people wanting to cancel orders. I think this is Ant's way of saying, hey, you don't want your order anymore? Here's the marketplace. It takes it away from him and his people and makes it this self-service marketplace where you can try to get rid of your no longer wanted pre-order.
Yeah, because they don't want to sit on boxes. It's the same thing that clearly why we see the constant sales at Sideshow. It's like we got this warehouse space. We don't want these boxes. We want to get them out to customers. We want to sell them.
Sure.
He also said in the interview, though, he promoted it as we want to influence entrepreneurs to come in. And if you want to buy something as a pre-order and flip it to make money off of it, we are welcoming that.
I mean, there's definitely a market for that. There's definitely people out there that would be interested. There's definitely going to be people that just legitimately want it, because they slept on it or they didn't pre-order it. So it'll be interesting to watch. It'll definitely be interesting to see how it goes. I do like that they're, again, being very transparent about the entire process. And Ant was the first one to say on that live stream, God bless him, it's like, we're still figuring it out ourselves. We're still trying to tweak it and figure out what's going to be best.
That sure rubs me the wrong way, though, to welcome flippers.
Well, that's like Chris just said, nothing's written in stone at the moment. So this could all change too, right?
Well, I mean, that Shredder's a good example. That 75 Ultra X, that's going to sell fast.
Yeah,
Real
especially with
fast.
these low ESs. I'm assuming people are going to, buy up some pre-orders and try to sell them for a little bit higher. Especially
Exactly.
when you really have nothing to lose, because it's not even like you have to receive the statue and then sell it. You don't have to try to sell it on Facebook. He's creating an online market on his own website where there's going to be sales for the pre-orders.
This, what Jim Richards said.
Yeah, I don't love when companies
This is
create.
like those comic books that there was such a hullabaloo about.
Yeah.
It was creating an imaginary scarcity of them.
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely goods and bads to all of this. It's like there is the idea of creating excitement. Obviously, with excitement comes sales for him, which is great. But could be a dark side or faux scarcity, like Jim said. Ryan says companies without a clear plan just seem shaky. Really, you don't run your plan by a major distributor first. That could be. I mean, again, I don't know. There might have been some serious conversations this last week since the announcement. We are not privy to those. So I don't know. JR says, I'm all about gimmicks. It's not good for the addictive personality and FOMO anxiety, though. I mean, that's the thing is a lot of us fall right into it. We fall for it.
Yeah. And like we kind of talked about before, these gimmicks are not free. They're raising the price of the statue to accommodate the cost of platinum, gold, and silver. They're not just giving it away, folks.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Why not just...
I'm with you, Jeff. Get rid of the gimmicks, lower the price of the statue.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'd prefer that. And like Jeff said, man, like offer discounts on shipping, do like little things like that. That's going to solidify your fan base more than any other like collector club type of thing, I think.
Oh yeah.
If you offer the customer value, I mean, you could say that the coins are value because you could sell them or melt them down, or because if they're real. But I can't imagine very many people go into the trouble to do any of that. Right. I mean, if I got a coin, it would just sit on my shelf. That's what it would do.
Oh, I would take it to my local gold dealer and ask him what he'd give me for it.
Well, there you go. I mean, it's gold.
Or maybe you could flip it.
Link Kramer says on the handy dandy secondary market.
That's right. PCS marketplace. There you go.
That's right out there. Buy, sell, trade, baby.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see PCS trying to do something on their own and see if we can, from American companies, make more collectibles other than just Sideshow. And again, I'm all for supporting the United States companies. There's only 3 that are in the United States right now: Sideshow, Tweeterhead, and PCS. And so, I always wish them well. I hope they do well. Let's see. See if there's anybody else that commented on it. It's due to not selling why the Mortal Kombat line is going away for now. I think also the wrestling line is going to go away. There's a number of lines that I think that they're going to kind of put to bed, at least for the time being. Kickback says, I think having Ultra and Super Ultra and all sorts of exclusives is getting a tad annoying. I guess they're not the only ones doing it. I mean, like Prime 1 has regular, exclusive, bonus exclusive. I mean, they're not the only company that does multiple different buying options. However, I do like the idea that they offer a different price point for everybody. So, I mean, if you want the regular and don't care about all the bells and whistles, you might save a couple $100. So do you guys see anything different from what PCS is doing from other companies?
No, it actually seems like they took a little bit from each company and combined it all into their own thing.
And I think they demonstrated today that they are they're willing to adapt if the marketplace is not positive about their developments.
Breton says PCS has a fairly weak license and appears to want to create faux scarcity to help sell products. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I mean, maybe some of their licenses are considered weak by some, but I like this Ninja Turtles line. That's a really big line for them. Like that's doing really well, I think. And this Shredder, I think, looks incredible. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you feel like they have weak licenses, or do you feel like, I mean, they're definitely different. I mean, that's what I like about them, is that they have different stuff than everybody else.
Well, the fact that the ones they've had so far haven't been selling very well might lead one to believe they're not as in demand as some other characters.
Is that the licensing though, or is that the sculpt?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. You know,
I mean, you can see it both ways.
Yeah.
If a sculpt is more simplistic or looks like a 15-year-old Sideshow piece, I can see why people aren't interested. Like some of the Rocky pieces, I feel like were decent, but I feel like the face sculpts could have been a little bit better. on some of them.
Right.
And if you're not being competitive with like a Blitzway, but still charging that kind of price, you got to up your game there, I think.
Yeah, I'm curious. No one else is really trying Rocky. I mean, Blitzway did the 1/4 scale, which was a great piece. But yeah, I'm not sure. Is a 1980s, 1990s movie icon popular in the 2020s? I don't know.
Jim says could be
that
interesting.
one is. Arnold Schwarzenegger apparently is, but Terminator.
Yeah, that's true.
Jim said could be interesting to have periodic polls asking the community what they want, or to vote on a list and then go make those pieces. I think that's a good idea, especially if you can guarantee that people are going to buy them. That's the problem, is that, licenses are expensive. So, you try to get as many as you can, and then go off of those, but not everybody can get the big DC or the big giant licenses, the Disney or whatever. I think all companies are just trying new ways to stay relevant. With the decrease in collectors lately due to prices and shipping rises, they need to find a way to keep the remaining people. And I think you're right on the money, Superman. I think companies are definitely scrambling right now. Clearly, sales are down. ESs are at an all-time low. But I still am in shock with some of these edition sizes.
Yeah.
So I think companies are trying to do whatever they possibly can to make it like, hey, look at our shiny new thing over here, because people just aren't buying. What do you think about that, Eric? Do you agree with that comment?
Sorry, repeat that, because my dogs are running around me like a circus. I'm distracted.
This comment right here about that they're trying to find new ways to stay relevant with the low ESs and decreases in sales. Do you feel like that's what the companies are doing right now? Do you feel like they're trying to hey, look at me over here?
Yeah, like it goes back to what Delaney said. It does feel a little bit gimmicky, but I think what the whole intent is to try to make it fun again. And he even said he's trying to, put the collecting, back in whatever his quote was. But I think he's trying to make things fun again for collectors. So
the issue with selling statue pre-orders is that most statues will most likely have a set number. The scarcity will drive prices up, which will kill people who missed out on the pre-order initially. That's from Caesar there. I think that statue companies need better marketing to grow the community. Man, certain companies for sure. There's some companies that really struggle with the PR side of they're just hyping up their stuff. It's like we talk about it all the time on the channel. We're like, what are they doing? Like, why?
Well, it goes back to like I said, he feels like he took a little bit from each company. So if you look at the coins, XM used to do coins back in the day. If you look at like the reward points, that's something like Prime One does, and Sideshow's well known for. The deluxe, the exclusive, the bonus, it's all things that like Sideshow, Prime One, and all these other companies are doing. So it's kind of like he tapped into each company, took a little bit of each piece of each company, and just try to mash it all into one and do his own thing with it.
So aren't those things, those benefits to buying PCS only as good as a collector that collects fairly consistently with PCS?
I would tend to think.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know many collectors that, at least within my circles, right? And if folks in the chat, call me, let me know. I don't see a lot of people that collect. I've got lines. I've got a lot of PCS. I've got volumes of PCS statues on.
Let's do this. Dan, how many PCS pieces do you have?
None.
Jeff, how many PCS pieces do you have?
I was trying to think what they have.
They did the
Ninja
Ninja
Turtles.
Turtles, Mortal Kombat,
No,
right?
they missed me.
Rocky, the wrestlers.
Drago.
Jeff Delaney, how many pieces do you have?
0.
How many does a Batman statue collector have? 0. How many do you have, Eric?
0. But if I was a Ninja Turtle collector, I would have those Ninja Turtle pieces.
Me too. I love those. I think they're awesome.
I think that's the strongest line.
So Eric, that's actually a really good point. So let's say for a minute that you were a turtle enthusiast and you were going to collect those. What past that do you collect with PCS? right?
That's it.
That's the thing. It seems to me like the coins and the rewards, and it makes sense with a company like Sideshow because, or for us, Prime One, if you're doing business with them fairly consistently, because then you derive benefit. But I could care less about some silver coin I get from PCS for the one statue that I really have to have from it.
Well, look at when XM was doing it. I think they were doing it to, like, if you ordered, or they eventually switched to the plaques. The first 100 orders, get a coin or get a plaque, and then they stopped doing it. I feel like they kind of felt like maybe it was like unfair or getting annoying to people that weren't getting one.
Yeah.
So now we have PCS coming in, and now they're doing the whole coin thing again after XM just stopped it.
So I will say PCS also does all the horror characters like Michael Myers and Jason and some of those. They've done those. Again, the Mortal Kombat you mentioned.
And they did Lady Death and Deja Thoris and Purgatory and all the ladies.
Vampirilla. I mean, they've done a ton of statues, but like I don't know very many people that collect, like Dan said, that collects a ton of them. Yeah. And really the system benefits the PCS collector. So if you're a PCS collector, I'm sure that you're excited about a lot of this news. But if you're not, then maybe you could care less, and that's, but like it was said earlier, I feel like with the current situation, and I wanted to get back to, let me see. I wanted to get back to Matt T's question. Where was that? Here we go. He says, do you think ESs are becoming lower and lower because the market is saturated with so many options now? Me personally, I think that's part of it, but I also think that people just aren't spending the money right now because money's a little tighter. Would you guys feel like, do you guys agree it's kind of a balance right now, probably?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, but Jeff Delaney made a really good point on this. It was a counterpoint to something I said. I had suggested, this was on a show a couple months back. I had suggested that the statue companies had kind of cracked the code on how to make statues profitable at lower volumes, meaning that they could still make a low ES 100 on the Joker Batsuit and still make money. The reason, though, and Jeff's counterpoint wasn't so much a counterpoint, but an alternative view was, it's still a going out of business, direction, because it's not enough in absolute dollars. You still need the right volume of overall dollars. You know what I mean? A statue company's not going to stay afloat by making 100, 200 ES runs of statues.
Right.
Do you think that they have that Detective 1000 Batman that they have, and Hush Batcave that they sold a crap load of? That's probably what's carrying.
Oh God, yeah.
It is no question about it. But
yeah, if they didn't have their hits,
find those though.
If they didn't have their hits, I don't know where we would be.
Yeah.
And
it's like you said, if every release is 100, nope, they're not staying afloat.
Going back to the edition size, is it really that they're like doing something like exclusive for the the collectors, offering these low edition sizes, when, like Dan said, it was probably going to happen either way? Look what's going on right now. Sideshow dropping their ESs, Prime One's dropping their ESs super low, and these are like popular pieces, to where PCS, like we were saying, does kind of like lesser known licenses, which it usually does have a lower ES either way. So
yeah.
Well, one thing they're doing that I really like is that you have a set edition size on the exclusives and to be determined on the regular. So it gives them the opportunity to have a big hit.
Yeah.
But also gives them the opportunity not to produce too many if they don't have a hit.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a good point.
It's benefiting them as well. Yeah.
And that's smart. That's definitely smart. But
I like to hear about companies like we were talking about Legendary Beast Studio creating all these new DC characters. It's like
perfect example. So Chris, you're hitting on what I was just going to hit on, which is, and we talked about companies. I think it was Paula that said more transparency or engaging with the community, and those are my words. But how about listen to the collectors about what we want and just give us what we want, and
right?
Buy it. I'm dying to see what the results look like for Penguin and Ivy, for example, from Sideshow. I hope those are big hits for them.
I do too, and I mean, and it really goes to show, like, yes, they know if they make another Batman, they're going to sell a certain amount, but Are they going to sell as many as they used to? No, they won't.
Yeah.
So again, listen to the fans. Maybe this is the time when low ESs are the thing. This is the time to give those characters a chance.
Yeah.
You know, sell your 200 or 300 or whatever. And then, what do you got there, Jeff?
Someone in the chat was asking if it was Alex Ross. It is. This is from Gray Matter Art.
Nice.
That's
Awesome.
nice.
Beautiful print.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I found it in my closet the other night.
Hey, that's a good find right there, bud.
Where that went.
That's a good one.
In the tube, and I saw the Gray Matter Art thing on it, and I was trying to think, I wonder what that is. And I opened it, and I thought, I remember really liking that when I ordered it.
That's really a beautiful print.
So this quote that you have up.
Yeah, I was going to say, let me read it real quick. So this is from Max. This is a Canadian $6.99 super chat. Thank you very much. They say they are trying to bring back the fun. We don't need the fun back. We need reasons to order. I need money, no coins, no gimmicks.
Yeah, see, what I'm always going to say was, I'm already having fun.
Yeah.
I never lost the fun.
Yeah.
So bring me the lowest price you can, and that'll be even more fun.
Yeah.
So instead of using the word fun, maybe it should just be the honest, hey, we're just trying to drum up sales.
Bring the funds.
Yeah, bring the funds. Yeah, bring the funds back.
But I have to give them credit. Shredder looks fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
It does.
I'm actually doing...
Both blades look fantastic.
Yep. I just filmed a hit or miss.
Blades. Are there two blades?
Yes.
There's different swap outs.
The one that's moving.
There's a dynamic one that includes like 5 vampires on the base, and then there's a museum one that doesn't have any vampires.
I just did
pictures of it.
I did a hit or miss video, but I'm waiting for some of the commentary because I didn't know the price point because it goes up for pre-order tomorrow, I believe. And so that'll be up either tomorrow or the next day. But I love that piece. I think it looks fantastic. I think a lot of collectors are going to love it.
You mean Shredder, right?
What did I say?
Well, I'm not sure if you mean Shredder or Blade.
Oh, I'm sorry, Shredder.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these 2 awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.